Okay, here we are, everyone. We are live, and we got somewhat of a muggy day today here in Vermont, and we've got a few more days of cool weather, and then we're going to get hit with the high 90s. So, but here we are. And I am so grateful to have all of you with me. I don't have my coffee this morning because a couple things, I kind of forgot it, but then when I did remember it, I'm like, I really don't want it because it's kind of muggy. And so hi Laura. So happy to have you. I um I have something special for Laura actually because she asked about me organizing. So we're going to be covering that today. And I'm really happy about that because I love it when I get questions because it's like a compass for me on what you're interested in. So yeah, we've got a lot on our plate. Yay. Yeah. I'm going to share with you because it's actually, I'll tell you what, it is the one of the stronger organizational skills I have in my art world because it just demands it. It almost demands it. So it's like, because if you're going to make these hats, right? If you're interested in the Boro inspired hats, um, you definitely want access to all your material. And when you start saving your scraps too, it's really weird how you can, like, let's say you're falling asleep at night or you're sitting just like relaxing. You can visualize all of your scraps. It's like, I know I have that scrap, that shape or whatever. So, yeah, so I'm gonna share that and kind of right out of the gate. Um, yes, I have to say this is true. Laura's saying she has too much. Um, yeah, and the memory, well, I'll tell you something, we're all subject to that. It's like, yeah, have you ever experienced being in the middle of a sentence and you forget? But you know what? That happens all through life. And I really believe that wherever you are or whatever age you are, if you're really practicing, like for example, routines are really good. So, we'll start with this. I'll tell you what, we'll put this to the side and those are the jets. So what I'm going to do is get up from my camera for a moment, and I am going to close my door because had it open to get the air in, but I think we may have a lot of jets going over. So I'm going to go shut it. It's funny because with the jets, these F-35s used to practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And what's today, Friday, and here they are back again. So nowadays they practice whenever. It's just like, and they will be out there literally all day back and forth. So I closed the door and now we're good to go. And so let's see. Yes, the first thing, I'm going to share an article with you too that I think you're going to be super interested in. Um, but I took this out. I'm going to put the camera down because this is one of my sweetest organizational tools. Now, just look at the size of this. Look at the size of that. Look how small it is. Okay, now I did accidentally throw those in. That's okay. That's okay because that's kind of just what you do sometimes. But look, this is all full of my jean seams. And yeah, you got to clean it out regularly. Now, I'm gonna just, take some of these out because I just wanna show you. And Laura in particular was talking about, waistbands and whatnot, and the waistband look, this is from a waistband. Check that out, seriously. I don't know why I get so excited over this, but I do. It's like someone has to just, like, hold me down because I just see the texture and I see the opportunity of the aesthetic in the hat with that. I mean, even if you finished your hat, look, this is my hat, right? This one's my hat. I should put mine on today, but my hair is a mess. But I'm going to tell you a funny story. Um because this is true. I have a friend. She is a friend. However, every time when she makes, like, trying to make a compliment, it just comes out it comes out so odd that I'm, like, laughing for the rest of the day about it. So she says to me, she happened to see me the other day, watches this channel, so she's seeing this, she'll probably laugh. And she says, she goes, "Your hair," she something like that. She goes, "You look so awesome." And so I'm ready. I'm like, "Thank you." I'm thinking she's seeing me, giving me a compliment. And she goes, "On the video," she goes, "How do you do that?" She goes, "You look really, really good on the video." So I told her it was lighting. I did say no filters. It's what it is. But anyway, with that, I thought you'd get a kick out of that one. Um, so these, yeah, I put all of the I put seams like this, and and I'm going to show you something else I have, but this is what I do. I put them all in here. And if they're longer, I just roll them up. I think I have taken out my longer ones. So I keep I have this in here because this is denim, actually, material. So I keep these in here, and it's nice and neat. Now, what I was saying about routine, when we have a routine, we are more apt to, it's first of all, it's easier for us to create because we have our things all in one place. And we are more apt to remember. For example, the things I have thrown in my drawers over here all over, unless I'm going through those drawers, I may not know, like, what I have in there. I may totally forget. But something like this little case, so this is one, and I'm going to get up again because I have a larger, um I also have this that I use from time to time. So, but I want to show you the larger and the biggest thing I have for my all my jeans. So I'm going to show you. I'll be right back. Okay, now this is a little big and it's a little heavy, but I really, really want to share it with you. Get my hat out of the way. This is, so if you look at this little set, okay, this looks messy right now, but this is the reason, is because I'm working in it, right? I'm working in this. I'm working out of it. Now I do have a top to it, but I just want to show you. Now, the thing of it is, with denim, I never have too much denim. Now, with fabrics like these, you know, regular fabrics, design, textures, that's where I end up too much. But the denims, I don't. Now, if I do, I would put them to the thrift shop. But see, this one has a nice waistband on it. It's got pockets. I don't know if I shared with you the I made a few prototypes of little bags of the pockets, and they're perfect because guess what? They have the backing, they have the front, they're all sewn. Beautiful. I mean, it's like a little tiny bag. If you can embellish it and maybe if you put your stitches in a pocket, this is what you do. You take a scrap piece of fabric that you don't care about. And I'm just going to use this as an example. I'm just going to use part of it. And you put it in the pocket. So your pocket is raised, and then you can work on the surface and doing your stitches. So that's one way, that is a way that I've put the stitches on there. So I keep it very simplistic because it's kind of hard. It is a little tricky, but once you get it, you're just work in the top part of your denim. So I have pants in here, and these are the newer shirts, the light denim. And then I threw this in here because I had this in my drawer. And I just took this nice clear see-through plastic bag, and I put more scrap denim seams, and then I added the belts. Those belts, you remember, I was added them to my Bridge of Life piece. So now they're in here, and now I can add them to any of my hats, because I was thinking of putting a little buckle on one of the hats like this. I shy away from the buckles because I'm always thinking safety. I cannot help it. But I think, well, what if somebody puts this hat on and they're hiking? So I stay away from the buckles. But this kind, I mean, buckles like with the latch and everything. But this kind of little eyelets, those would be adorable on a hat like that. So anyway, I have these, and I keep them in this bin, and I keep the lid off, because that way I can see. Now, see, I did throw some fabrics in there. I don't want those in there. I have a bin right there. And what I'll do for this bin, it will be my catch-all for even the smaller pieces, because I was putting my smaller pieces of denim into my drawers of fabrics and then forgetting I had them. So, yeah, memory. This is what I'm saying. If they're out in the open, they're out there in one place, a beautiful. I mean, seriously, it doesn't get better than this. So I have all my little fabrics in here. Granted, it's not in a perfect folded, but it won't be, because guess what? I'm making more hats. So I'm bringing you along with me this morning a little bit on a hat that I did start the other day. And so I want to share that a little bit more here. Oh, I started it for the members on Patreon. So the members on Patreon um, were actually saw that. But guess what? Today I'm bringing you a little further. I'm going to show you more of the petals of the flowers that I made. So now I'm going to get back up, because if I don't, I won't be able to sit properly. So I'm going to put this back. And right now, that is across the room, because I would typically have that right here next to me, and be able to pull from it when I'm talking to you and making hats. Um, but I put it on the other side of the room because I am going to be cleaning out. It's going to be, as I said, like 96 degrees. It's getting super hot. These are the perfect days right before summer to, kind of overhaul and get a bunch of things out of here. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, these are like the types of organizational tools that I have. And now, if you have too much fabric, this is what I say to you. Think of the projects that you really truly want to do in the immediate next couple of months. And think of like this. This is how I do it, and it works. If I keep moving a certain piece of whether it's denim or fabric to the side, and I've even folded it and put it in the back of the drawer, guess what? That baby's going to the thrift shop. Boom. It's going, it's out. The next time I clean, if I haven't used it, it goes to thrift shop because there could be somebody out there who will have a project that fits that perfectly. So if it sits in my drawer, there's a few things that could happen. If it's wool, you could risk having it get moth eaten, you know, um, I mean, and certain fabrics will just not disintegrate because guess what? We have a problem with that, right? We do need more biodegradable organics. But if it's sitting there and it's folded or whatnot, could get creased, and it's just better to move it because yeah, it would take up space at the very least, right? And when you move things, and I know so many people know about this, and there's experts out there. I know from experience, when you move things and you clean, the energy does flow better. I mean, it just does. There's there's no way around it. It's like I know it's noticeable. I can't explain it. So the feng shui thing or concept is remarkable. Point on. It makes a huge difference. So that's how I organize these. And these I'm going to keep close by because, well, I don't think we're going to use those this morning. I hope that that helps a little bit. And yeah, and I would say just the visual is super important for artists because um, regardless of where we are in life, when we tuck something away, um, we tend to forget it. I don't buy too much supplies these days, so I have not thought to donate what I don't use. But I think you're right about clearing what. Yeah, I hear you, Laura. Yeah. I mean, I know this is, I tell you, this really is, it's not just nationwide, but it's worldwide. And I think that just pushes the concept of, thrift it, get it to the thrift shop. So people who are looking for tools or supplies that we can turn it over and share. And that way it's there. Yeah, too much unused. Well, we do that. I mean, we have things we don't use, but for some reason we do want to keep it around. And I'm doing that. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I know this is an art subject, but I'm doing that more in the area of food. I will get more buy a few canned goods, and it's not something I'm eating every day. I get low sodium, but I will make sure I have a little bit more this and that. And with clothing, um, I definitely only get what I need. I totally needed some summer pants. Now I have 3 pair. So I that's all I need. I don't need, it's just like our grandparents would do, rinse them out, after you worn them a few times. You don't need to put them in a full loaded front loader. Especially if they're light fabrics. But I mean, this is whatever your I think just being more organized so that it's more visual for you prompts you to like use what's ever there. Mhm. Me too. Me too. Laura's saying she has clothes over 20 years old, and I also do. I think I shared with you a few. But where's the time go? I have a jacket I bought in the 80s. So, yeah, I mean, seriously, where does the time go? Well, you know what? This next thing I'm going to share with you, you're going to be interested in this because um, I know a lot of you know the famous artist Vincent van Gogh. Okay. Now, the irony of Vincent, and I did a study on him. I actually got a few credits for studying him. But Vincent, as we know, he was very, very poor. And he came from a hardworking family. It's not that the family didn't, have anything. He was studying at one point to be a priest. He was studying, uh, to better his life as he went along. But he loved art. And whether he had some kind of mental illness ailing him before he started whatever substance abuses, or I guess he had drinking issues, right? He whether it was before or after, it's not clear. However, he was not well, and because he wasn't well, it of course affected his his financials. So his brother, as many of you know, took care of him greatly. Like, he bought his art supplies. He just wanted to see his brother happy, and Vincent would try to sell his work and pay for the apartment and do whatever it is he could do to make a living with his art. Now, of course, his emotions showed up in his art, and today he is. That's why I say it's ironic, because this was a man struggling with so many different, problems, right? He had health problems, medical problems. He had mental health issues, and then he had financial issues. So, and it did spin off into housing issues. So he had all kinds of things going on. And today, um, we see that his work goes for millions of dollars. So I wanted to share this with you because as I don't know if some of you were listening to me the other day. I was looking up news in the art world because I'm getting ready to drop some videos for you over here on YouTube. And it will be, I'd like to fall into, if not bi-weekly, a weekly, but at least I'm going to say at the very least a couple of times a week. Because when I upload info and edit it, it does take me a good part of the day because I want it to be nice for you. So, with that, we'll say bi-weekly. So, but in my research, I ran across this article and I just wanted to share because it's so very lovely. First, let's see if I can do this. Yeah, I'm going to hide that. I'm going to show you just the painting. Okay, this is a Vincent van Gogh. Take a look at just how I'm going to try to get this straight for you, how very lovely that is. Now, take a guess at how much you think that, and don't go look it up Google. How much do you think that piece sold for? Okay. So, if you didn't pause your video and go look it up. I'm going to read this to you a little bit. Christie's will get a record price for Van Gogh. Lori said millions, and she's absolutely right. Millions. I don't think any of us would fathom this many million. Christie's will get a record price for a Van Gogh Paris painting with a garden scene, estimated up to $35 million. Okay. I feel a poem calling me. It's calling. I'm telling you. I mean, this is a man who suffered. Now, does his family get this money? Does he? I don't think he has family. Yeah, I think he had a niece or a nephew. He had somebody. I really hope the family is getting portions, if not all of the money. Anyway, I'm going to read to you a little bit here. Corner of garden with butterflies. We can only hope to be a Van Gogh. Well, Van Gogh wasn't getting this in his lifetime. This is this is the sad part of it, is that there are so many artists, and I don't want to get on tangent, but I gotta tell you, I think there's a lot of Van Goghs out there. I think there's a lot of in the performing area, there's a lot of super talented artists. Yeah. So you know what I this is my strategy. No, if I had a strategy that would work, like this is what I would say. Instead of 99% of the millions circling in the upper echelon parts of society, I would say break it up, and all of these artists who are so talented, let them have, what is it, a percentage of the pie, and they would be able to live doing something they love to do, right? It wouldn't be just stuck up. And I don't, sorry, no pun intended. It wouldn't be stuck up. I said it again, stuck in a circle of just millions. So somebody like you, somebody like me, some of you working on your yo-yo quilts, maybe your yo-yo quilt, maybe you get 150 or $200 for that. That's okay. We don't appreciate the artist's vision decades later. That's how iconic their work is. Yeah. Yeah. We don't appreciate it until it's decades later. And what brought people to appreciate it, there had to be somebody with some backing to bring it to get attention. So wouldn't it be nice if we could just all get some attention? So the title of this beautiful, I'll show it to you again before I read. But yeah, and you get the feel for it because the title of it is Corner of Garden with Butterflies. And so he worked on it May to July 1887. May, June, July, worked on it 3 months. Oh, Laura's taking care of it. Yeah, if you have to jump off at the scene, you come back to the video later, that's fine. I'm just so grateful you stopped in. But so he worked on this painting for 3 months. Yeah, and his work does. It has movement and color, and it just reflects the butterflies. But it comes up at Christie's New York. Oh, it's coming up May 16th. Okay, so I'm sorry, that's already passed. The way they're writing the article, I'm reading it. But estimated 28 to 35 million. This will break the record price for Van Gogh work from the artist's Paris period 1886 to 1888. Before his move to Provence, the present record is held by Garden in front of the Debray farm. So he made that painting in July to August 1887, which sold at Southberry's I think they say Southberry's, something like that, in May last year for 23 million. So I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. The landscape now coming up at Christie's is a late springtime scene painted in the Voyer. I'm not going to try to say this correctly. D'Argenson Park in Asnières in northwest outskirts of Paris. It is a bird's eye view, or perhaps one should say a butterfly's view, of 2 rows of vegetation with light pink flowers gently swaying in the breeze. And the painting is enlivened with 5 flying white butterflies and 1 red, with a possible second red in the left center. Let's see if we can find that. Yeah, I see it. Now I'm going to put this close, see if you can see the two red markings. They're pretty sure those are butterflies. I'm crafting his legacy and send a message to them. Oh, yes. Yes. Leave your artwork to your family as a legacy. I think that's wonderful. I mean, I don't know what to do with mine, so yeah, they're unfortunately my son is my family. He's gonna go. He may want to open up a gallery at the time. Van Gogh would hardly have concerned about the species, but they could well have been small white and red peacocks. The corner of the garden with butterflies had come up at Christie's in 2018 with an unpublished estimate of around $40 million. But at the earlier auction, it failed to meet its reserve price of $30 million, so it remained unsold. The owner, oh, this is the owner, a European based in UK, has now put it up for sale again. In the past 6 years, Van Gogh prices have risen. Well, look at us. We're in 2024. So every year, his paintings are a year older. I love your Bridges quilt in the art show. And really, thank you so much, Laura. Yeah. Oh, you know, I tell you, I didn't know, I didn't know how that was going to come out because I felt it was definitely a challenge. And I could have drew it, and you saw me draw a bridge in like seconds. Drawing is like, but I like the challenge. And so, but thank you so much. Yeah, I was going to talk to you a little bit today about bridges and but yeah, well, and but you know what, I guess my biggest thought on bridges is this. Um, and I have to be careful how I say on YouTube. But bridges, as you know, there's a very negative connotation with bridges. So I take the other perspective where the bridge is bringing us from one side of an issue to another. And hopefully that path enlightens us. And that's actually what my poem talks about. It's unraveling that mystery that is out there and how we are all bridges for each other. So, oh, and that is going to be well, the ebook is it's published, the short version, and now the long version. Guess what? That's what I forgot to share with you. Thank you for bringing this up. But I spent all day literally. Now I did take some intervals, I think, on the internet, but all day yesterday, um, editing the rest of the long version of my poem. So once it is out there, so today I'll be submitting it. And it usually takes about 72 hours. But it's 70, I want to say it's 76, it might be 77. The poem is 55 pages. And then I give you just prompts at the end to do your own reflection. So it's a book where I'm kind of bringing you along with me. I want you to come with me on the reflection of bridges and what that means to you in your life. So I give you a good amount of pages where you can look at the prompts, and some of them are just random, but it really does impact you to think about a bridge. An ebook. I'll have to do a whole video on this for you because I think some people don't know what it is, and I didn't either until I got more into publishing the notebooks. But the ebook is it's a book that is on the internet. So, and you bring it up, and it's like when you purchase it, um, you get what they call a digital file. So you click on it, you open it, and there's your book. It's on Like, you can print it out if you want to, but it's not like a book, like a physical book. And they, publish it you can publish in many different places. I publish on KDP, Amazon, and then they distribute the book. It's on like, if you put I went and I put my name in, but when and some of my notebooks came up. But if you put in my name and then you put in like Bridge of Life, the Bridge of Life should come up. And because I try to give people the links, and I think it's just easier for people to go in and just to Amazon and then just write the name. But the long version is coming, and I will do a whole video on that. Now, I'm going to tell everyone in the communities, Patreon will most likely get it first because I can just jump on there. It's a hub. I'm like excited. I share with the artists there. And then I can come back over to YouTube and share also. Do you need a Kindle? No, I'm not laughing. So, um, that is such a good question. I'm not even sure how to answer that. And here I am laughing at it. But let's see. I think I'm not sure. I uh I don't think you do. I think you can download it on your regular computer. If anybody knows out there in the audience, we'll find an answer for you on that, Laura. I was just laughing, just the question sounded so cute, just the word Kindle. But I'll find that out. So when I do the video, when they okay it, I went through it. I'm going to share this with you. I went through, and I am a little some tired, 12 hours of editing my poem because I wanted the words correctly. I wanted them in certain places. I wanted them spelled, everything. You got to make sure everything's right. Because when you do that, and the spacing and the fonts, when you do that and everything's consistent, then it goes through right away. Then there's no like, because people will submit their work to be published and it will bounce back a number of times. And that can go on for months. So because I'm used to doing my poetry, my first one went right through. So so I wanted to work on this and make sure it goes right through too. So oh wait, you know what? My son might know. Hey Rick, do people need to have a Kindle to buy an ebook to read it?
No, I think they can download it as PDF. Just read it on there.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. So my son thinks also that you can purchase it and then just download it. So, so that's the second person saying that. So he's pretty sure. He's not positive. Um, let's see. So this with Van Gogh, um, this time an outside party had offered a guarantee. So they're just talking about different people. Oh, here's a close up. Here's a close up. If you know anyone who wants to buy a Van Gogh, isn't that beautiful? Look, I have seen many artists and they're not in any way trying to be like Van Gogh, and they just are like Van Gogh. Okay, so now butterflies and poppies. That's what was the name of that one. It's an elegant composition, clearly inspired by Japanese prints, which Van Gogh greatly admired. You know what? Van Gogh and I have that totally in common. I love the Japanese artistic culture. It's beyond, it centers me no matter what it is. It really is his work, and he painted these back in the late 1888, 1886. Here we are, 2024, and we are still mesmerized by his work. Yeah, he was greatly inspired by Japanese art. And in his work, the pair of butterflies can be identified. They are large whites and they're distinctive double black spots. Now, haven't we seen these up here in New England or in the United States? Only the ones I see are like yellow. But yeah, he put the little black spots. And you know what I love about Van Gogh? Whoops, I lost mine. Is he is he whoops, here we go. Is that he painted as our like we would see, because our vision is very limited, right, in the 3D world. Like we may look and see part of something. So I love how he did that, because you see how he put those spots on there. Like he put the spots, not like, and if you took the specimen of that butterfly and you put it down before you, the spots would be perfect, but he painted it as he saw it. Yeah, that infests collards and oh, well, it may be that same butterfly. Laura's saying the butterfly looks like one of those pest butterflies. Um, it could be. I just did a little video this morning over on my side channel. Now I call it Vermont Sun and Shade. I feel like taking the word Vermont off. And actually, I'm not crazy about the sun and shade. So I might take that, I might change the whole name of that stage. But I put a little video over there of some Vermont news, and one of the articles was on 8 invasive species, a plant and species in Vermont that can climb into your at rapid speeds. It's kind of creepy when you read it. They climb into your garden, like grow at rapid speeds, and they're killing gardens and people who are trying to like sell tomatoes for a living. It's killing their gardens. So let's see. Oh, and one of them's called the Japanese stilt grass. That might be the only thing that has the word Japan in it that I don't like. Is Japanese stilt grass is an invasive species. Anyway, but yeah. So this is, here's another photo. This is like, I just made it larger, of grass. Look at all the colors of grass, from blue, teals, mossy green, all of those. That's from April 1890. And Van Gogh, so following that year, Van Gogh painted two more works. Oh, this must be it. The Long Grass Butterflies. Yeah. April 1890 shows. Now, my grandfather was born in, I think, 1879. So he would have been like 10, 11 years old then. Yeah, I kid you not. It may have even been earlier than that. Scandinavian. Do you like Scandinavian art as well as Japanese? I am not as familiar with. I am familiar with some Scandinavian because I actually have a book, believe it or not, in Scandinavian quilts, and I have gone through it, and I love the logging textiles method of creating quilts, that design. But I do like what I know of the Scandinavian. I think there isn't any art I don't like. But yeah, definitely. And then this one, this is just butterfly. This is with butterflies, garden with butterflies. So this one, this is 1890. And you can see the butterflies again. It could be this, yeah, it's the same energy. I agree with you on that because artists, no matter what language, no matter where they are, that creative energy, when that starts flowing, that's, and it's captured. And here's one more. I'll share this last one. 1889. And this is the giant peacock moth. Okay. You know what's odd about this? Look at this. I'm going to kind of make this. It looks like a face right smack in the middle of this moth. Now you tell me. Okay, wait. First, I'm just going to show you like this, and then I'm going to enlarge it. You can see it even when I'm showing you like that. Now I'm going to move it up and enlarge it. Seriously, look at that. And he put the spots in of the perfect place because the moth is still. You see the face? And then the hair atop the face. Like he didn't do that on purpose. That just is the way the butterfly is formed. And then the tail of the butterfly looks like legs. So that's a little bit of Christie's. And yeah, $35 million for Vincent van Gogh. So I'm going to be sharing. I have some really good articles I really want to share with you. So um I really like going over the articles with you and getting your feedback and your perspective. And I believe there's a relationship between the two cultures of Scandinavia and Japan. Well, Japan came over here to the United States with artists and representatives and coordinators. And they were part of the big World's Fair, that first one in the 1800s. And they mingled and met with many people in America, which America's made up of all different cultures. They were mingling with everybody, and everybody was learning from everyone. It was such a beautiful time. Yeah, it is interesting that Van Gogh's paintings have appreciated. I mean, 35 million. And this is I guess, I can't help but see the irony in the look, not only was Van Gogh extremely poor, like destitute for goodness sakes, and his brother loved him dearly and tried to support him as much as possible. But he had other things going on that doctors at that time were not as familiar with. But today, we have many, 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 many people who are destitute and poor and not able to afford things. I mean, the numbers are phenomenal. So I think I'd kind of like to do a little research on that. I would love to see if some of that money is going to charities in our America or in the world or wherever, because 35 million, there's definitely enough there, right? To share a little bit of the pie uh, with people who really, really, really need it. So, now with that, I spent when I showed you the video, I'm going to switch gears a little because I want to show you the different ways you can lay out. I cut out all of these petals, and the members on Patreon were seeing me cut these out. Super simple, right? But I'm going to put the video down. I just loved talking about Vincent. Thank you so much for being with me on that. These are panels to that going to go around this. And this is the type of hat it will be around this type of hat. I can't say it's exactly like that because it won't be exactly. And so on Patreon, I pieced together this fairly quickly. I haven't gotten my iron out um, because I pulled all my bins out and I'm ready to clean. So, but this has to be ironed. So that's one panel. I'm testing out some panels here. Now I'm going to put this to the side for the minute and just lay some panels out. Now, people are like, why aren't those cut perfectly, Carmella? Well, because what we're doing is making a um a hat from scrap. So I'm trying not to. I probably will end up trimming it, but I'm trying not to trim before I even get it pinned and set and get a view of what I want. So that way I get to save more fabric. So with that, these are all the different fabrics. And I want to do one that's rainbow, as I said, for the LGBT community and or for people who love rainbows. So I'd like to do a blue and yellow to say I love you, Ukraine. I would like to do and then just do a mixture, right? So anyway, these are rather large, so I just kind of want to play around with these a little bit. Feel like I got two there, yeah. Look how lovely this is. Now, look how lovely that is. That's gorgeous. I love it. I'm not even touching it. I'm not. I'm going to leave that. That's one hat. So I'm going to put that to the side. Okay, this combo, which needs to be ironed, but this is one hat. So that will go to the side. This is another hat. So we're going to put that to the side. This is how I make multiple hats. So I'm bringing you with me. I lay out, I kind of mess around with designs. I'm thinking I like, I do maybe the first prototype, the first sampling, the first swatch, whatever it is I'm working on, and just to test it out, see if it looks the way I want it to look. And then I hone in. Then I go in for it. Okay. So kind of like a hawk, only not. Now, the only reason I haven't used this, I'm going to be honest, is I struggle with all of the colors are it's a repetition, see? And but let's see. Let's just lay this out because it just might be fine. Now, if you have cut your panel and you want it smaller, you want it larger, you can always make your petals larger, smaller. That's lovely. That's lovely. That's lovely. I'm going to go with that. That's another hat. So now we've got 3 hats Carmella is working on over the weekend. Yikes. So that's another hat. So now this one, let's see what this one's going to look like. I really want more flowers. That's why I love this one, but I need to iron it. And I would also like the flowers to be brighter. Now, I don't know about you, but when I go to the thrift store, there's a lot of neutrals. Yeah, you love the rainbow. Yeah, it is pretty, isn't it? I mean, this did come out beautifully, and it is colorful, you know? I mean, but yeah, at the thrift shop, I find so many neutral colors. I go in specifically looking for the brighter. And you know what? I get more of well, like I showed you the little snow daisies. I see a lot like that. Um, but anyway, yeah, so that's lovely. Now the next one, I want to make mixed. So let's see. So now I'm going to tell you, I just cut all of these out first, and that way I don't have to worry. Okay, I love this. I'm going to tell you, I love this print, but I know it's not going to look, oh, this is a different variation. I didn't know I had that one in there. Okay, so let's see. Now, does it matter which way the tips are going? When I first started to do these, I'm like, oh my gosh, the tip isn't going the right. You know what? The tip can go any way it wants to go because that's the way it's supposed to be and it will look beautiful. Look at this. Subtle. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, molto bella, right? It's beautiful. Okay, now we have another one to work on. So I'm going to pin that. I'm totally going with that. It didn't come out, as strong, maybe in the designer colors that I was thinking, but it's a vibe. It's kind of a vintage type of deal going on. Okay, so that's another hat. So we've got 4 hats. And people are like, Carmela, what the heck are you talking about? You have no hats. So let's see here. Now, this one will be, I don't know what this one will be. Let's see. I have 2 here. Yeah. This fabric I'm not crazy about at all, but no, I'm not going to mix that yet. I'm not going to mix that. I'm just going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I guess we can just use these. Let's just use these and kind of go monotone or make it all the same petals. And then maybe each panel can have, because I do have, this is the thing about certain fabrics that just don't go away. I know I have fabric like this because I'm not crazy about it. I have fabric like this. Let me pin this. That is from scrubs. So I had to wear scrubs when I would go to clients' homes and help the LNAs. And I had to wear scrubs. And the scrubs, let me tell you, they have the most adorable designs. But I have 3 or 4 still scrubs. And they're like yellow, blue with floral. Yeah, this is lovely. Isn't that? And you can see the subtle difference. I love it. And so this one, yeah, this one is all right. I'm going to put this back down and we'll put these next to each other. This one, I didn't lay it out too good. Let me do this again. I don't go too gung-ho over this. Like I don't get too stressed over it at all. It's my artwork. Okay, so there. So now, guess what, guys? This is now I mean, no. I wouldn't I wouldn't um mix these on a hat. You could. It wouldn't hurt, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do 5 panels of the rainbow, definitely doing that. I'm going to do 5 panels of the blue and yellow because this fabric is not a fabric that I choose or I particularly like, but together it's amazing. But the only thing I might do, now you see it on the back of a very light blue. So this particular, if I can find a light denim material, but not too dark, but not as light as this, then I might move it to that. This I adore. I might even do this first, and I'm hoping I have enough of this fabric. If I don't, I can do one flower on a panel and I can have the flowers stand out on that particular hat. I don't have to have a flower on every panel. So you're going to see me designing like that too. Because again, now here we go. It comes right back down to what do we have available? So this subtle design might end up just being absolutely precious when it's all said and done if I can't accommodate all the other panels. How adorable. And so this one, I'll try to do 5 panels. We'll see. Might mess around with that a little bit. This one, yeah, this will have the designs because I believe I do have enough of these fabrics. So those will go on 5 panels. So look at 5 panels, 5 hats. Am I making 5 hats this weekend? No. Am I making 2 to 3? Yes. I will have at least the structure laid out of 2 to 3 hats. So you'll see these will be all pinned to the crown going around. Will they be pinned in just panel form? It will depend. If I'm using just one panel, I might decide to create it and build it with different pieces and then add the panel. I'm not sure. But yes, I do want at least 2 more hats up at the guild that are paneled. So I have to have at least this one will be paneled and this one will be paneled. And I think this would be lovely paneled. And I really do. I mean, all 5. So that. Now I'm trying to think if there was anything else. There's so many things to share with you, but I think that might be it for today. And believe me, I'll jump back on if I think of anything else. Now, with that said, over on Patreon community, we have now just one tier and it's $1 a month. And you get your certain benefits for it really within the first 2 weeks of the month of each month. And then the rest of the month I'll jump on doing postings, and the artists are just ongoingly sharing. They're getting used to jumping on. They have an idea, they're making something, or they want to share what they're doing, and they show it, they talk about it, and it's all art related. So it's very a safe, lovely community. So anyway, and I'm so grateful. I have 3 members and I just love them all dearly. So with that, I hope everybody has a beautiful weekend. I will be jumping on over on Patreon to share with you where I'm at on these hats and all through the weekend. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. There's a big question mark, maybe. I have one person that I understood this week had signed up for my needle felting class over at the guild. I said, that's fine, I'll go with it. But they had not yet made a decision if they were going with the class or not. So that would be the only thing. If I do my class, then you won't hear from me probably all Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon until later into Saturday. But trust me, I'll be back and I'll let you know about the class. So with that, I hope that you all have a beautiful weekend, a safe weekend, and stay hydrated and safe from the heat. Thank you, Lord. You have a lovely day too. Love and light.